Chain 11.
Tunisian Simple Stitch. This is the basis of all Tunisian crochet, the one we use the most often. It's turning onto the back side of our chain, and you can see how the back of the chain has this extra loop that looks like a bump. We are going to be inserting our hook under those back bumps, starting with the very first chain. You insert your hook, yarn over, pull that yarn through to the front, and leave that loop on your hook, so 2 loops on the hook. And we'll work our way down the chain, pulling up a loop in each chain, inserting a hook through that back bump, or that back loop on what is usually called the wrong side of the chain. So just work our way down, inserting your hook on the back bump and pulling up a loop through each chain. When we get to the end, even though we chained 11, we should have 12 loops on our hook because we already had a loop on our hook before we began working down the chain. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 loops. So as I'm working through my swatch, I want to make sure that I maintain 12 loops. So that's called a forward pass when we go through and pick up our loops. There's also a return pass in Tunisian crochet. You will yarn over, pull through 1 loop. So it's almost like making a chain. Then we yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. Okay, and this is one spot you can adjust your tension a little bit. If you're finding your piece is narrower than the recommended guideline, you can pull through just a little bit extra on that return pass. So that makes 1 row, the forward pass picking up the loops and the return pass pulling off the loops. So now for the Tunisian Simple Stitch, you can see how these loops are all around the front of our work. That's what we insert our hook under. We don't use this farthest edge. Insert our hook under that loop, yarn over, and pull the loop up. That is 1 TSS, 1 Tunisian Simple Stitch. So you just work your way down the row, pulling up those loops. And again, this is another place you can control your tension a little bit so it doesn't get too loose. We don't want to pull it too far. We want it to slide on the hook, not be tight, but we don't want it so loose that it's sloppy or falls off. Now, when we get to the far edge, this time, instead of just inserting under that front loop, to make a nicer side edge, I'm going to turn it over and I'm inserting my hook under both the front and the back loop of that stitch. So you actually see 2 on the hook as you insert, pull through, and pull up. So that's the forward pass. Remember, now we need to make that return pass. So you yarn over, pull through 1 loop or make a chain, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat that all the way back to the beginning. So in Tunisian crochet, we're always working on the right side, or the right side of our work is always facing us. We do a forward pass and a return pass. And you'll see a little bit of holes after you've done your return pass. Those will fill in as we work our next row. But if you find that those holes aren't filling in very well and it's quite holey, you will want to go down a hook size and try again. So you can practice a few rows of this Tunisian Simple Stitch. And I'll meet you back here soon to learn one more stitch, remembering on the far edge to put your hook under 2 of those edge stitches before pulling up a loop.